harvesting dragon's blood amaranth in the brutal August heat. You know, this August heat is brutal for everybody all the way across the United States. And today is Saturday, and you know what that means. We go to you and we celebrate what's going on in your garden. We're going to look at gardens from Orlando, Florida, all the way up to Zone 4 in Minnesota. We're all experiencing the heat, whether it's in North Carolina or whether it's in Abilene, Texas. But right now, I really need to get after this harvest. I know I've shown you a little bit, but it's starting to dry on its own, and I don't have time to waste. So I brought out a wheelbarrow, and I'm going to spread this out across the yard on plastic bags and let it dry. But I'm just going to get after the harvest. I've also got some leaves coming down. It's that time of year where the cottonwoods are drying out a little bit, and once we get the leaves start coming down, we're going to add mulch. And I've got some shavings and some sawdust we're going to add along the way. So come on, let's harvest. And it's falling everywhere, and all I'm going to do is just take these seed heads off, and then we're going to cut and drop the rest of it and leave it out here in the garden. And by catching it in the wheelbarrow, any of the seeds that come out, we'll be able to capture them and save them, sort of as opposed to what I was doing the other day and letting them just fall. I think we got enough on the ground right now. And then I think we're just going to mow right down the center, create a path, because it is August and we still have time to plant. Now that's a beauty right there. Now while I work my way down into this jungle, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of our contributors. Let's start in Abilene, Texas. You think you're hot where you're at. Mary, she's harvesting cowpeas and corn, and they're dried. This looks awesome. Mary, thank you. Showing us what you can do to take advantage of the weather. Mary, thank you for showing us the beginning of your harvest. And since we're south, let's go on down to Orlando and take a look at Bruce's food forest. He's been doing the hardest work you ever do in a deep mixed mulch food forest all summer long. But in this heat, he's already succession planting. Just take a look at what he's got coming up already. His raised beds are ready for the fall. You can do this too. Bruce, I sure appreciate you sharing what's possible, even in the heat, even in Florida, all summer long. I'm telling you, our contributors are absolutely fantastic, and I invite you to become a member of this group. There's no obligation. We're just a loose-knit group of people that like to get our hands dirty and grow things that taste great. All you have to do is send in a photo now and again. Let us celebrate what's going on in your garden. Now that I'm starting to sweat, let's go up to Minnesota and see if we can't cool off. Well, Barbie's getting ready to put up some sauerkraut. Just look at those tomatoes ripening on the counter. Barbie, I thought Minnesota was supposed to allow us to cool off. It's still really, really hot. Let's go over to North Carolina. Surely we're going to get an ocean breeze to cool us off. Larry and Michelle's container garden is taking the heat much better than they are. Their peppers are coming along really well, and just look at the variety of flowers. Here's a special treat. If you've never grown ginger in your garden, they actually produce this beautiful, beautiful white flower. Larry, Michelle, as always, your garden is an inspiration. Just exactly what you can do in a very small area. Thank you for sharing. Now getting back to the amaranth here, it's probably going to take a couple wheelbarrow loads to get this all harvested, dried, and processed. But this dragon's blood amaranth, if you boil it up a little bit and you add a little bit of white rice, a little bit of purple rice, it mixes in with whatever your main dish is. I mixed it in with some chicken the other night. It was awesome. Here again, when you experiment in your garden, you're going to find things that you didn't know you even liked. You're going to find things you didn't even know were out there. I would have never believed you would have caught me out in a field of tall red, what some people consider weeds, trying to save as many seeds as I can because I enjoy it that much. you can do this too. And you absolutely can grow amaranth in a small container, on your patio, on your balcony. You're not going to get tons and tons of grain, but you're going to be able to grow enough that you're going to be able to eat a couple meals on it and replant. The thing about this amaranth, it sort of stays small when you have it in a container like this. Out in the mixed deep mulch garden, you've seen what I've gotten. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more of our contributors. Art found some graffiti posted on his place. Yes, Art, whoever posted that sign, they've got it right. We do need all these plants. Art, I hope that security guard isn't costing you too much, but those peppers, they should be ready to make hot sauce here directly. Art, thank you for sharing what's going on in your urban garden. You know, I started growing amaranth because of the flower. Thought it would bring in pollinators, which it did. I wasn't able to really get enough seed to really eat a lot, but this year, I let it just go wild. The stuff you buy at the store, it kind of tastes like earth. My wife said, yeah, you're not gonna like that. But this, grown in a deep mix mulch, does not have an earthy taste. It has sort of a nutty taste, even a little sweetness to it. Like I said, we went ahead and added some purple and white rice while we were cooking the other day. And I think I found my newest favorite food out of the garden. I think everything that you produce in the deep mix mulch that's full of nutrients because of that life in the soil is going to taste different to you than anything you've ever purchased anywhere. But who am I to tell another person how to garden? It's August. I'm out here sweating. I'm going to be nowhere near done harvesting this, but I'm going to have a path that we can go ahead and remulch and get some August stuff planted. Hopefully we'll be able to do that in the next day or so. Sometimes life gets in the way and you just have to let your garden do what it's going to do. And by adding the deep mix mulch, I haven't had to come out here and water. I haven't had to do much of anything. In the last 2 weeks, the rain has stopped and it's gotten very, very hot. If you've been following along, you know we've been following Walter's garden for several years. This is Walter's year for cucumbers. They've been coming on like mad. And you know Walter's got a very small area, but he uses the deep mix mulch. He also has a worm bin, and just check it out. By using ladybugs as a natural insecticide, he's taking care of the first aphids that have shown up. But he also has enough cucumbers it doesn't really matter. But this is a natural way to protect your garden and get a bumper harvest. Walter, thank you for sharing and showing just exactly what's possible in a small urban environment. Now, if you'd like to get some amaranth seeds, just go ahead and send me an email at waylandsmalley5@gmail.com, and I'll go ahead and send you out a little packet of amaranth seeds off of the garden just for viewing. Now, I'm not selling you anything. I'm just doing this garden because I thought folks might be interested. And then I found some folks that were interested. Now just look what I found. Volunteer basil, I've got a tomato, and I did start trellising it, but we got a big old pepper down in here. So underneath all of this, it is time to get this stuff off of here. Open it up, give everything else just a little bit of a chance. I think it's just about time to go get this spread out, let it dry. We got quite a bit. I don't think we've touched it though. These are a couple really nice flower heads. I'm gonna grab these while we're doing it. Now we want to spread this out on plastic, but where am I going to get the plastic? Oh, we just opened up an area, and the bale I've been sitting on comes in plastic. Let's go ahead and get a little mulch down while we're doing this, and then we'll have some plastic to put underneath this so they can dry. And we just cut and drop. And You've been watching us do that. Just cover it up. Spread it out a little bit. Move on. Now there is one benefit of being hot and dry. The cottonwood trees have started dropping some leaves. I mean, dropping some food for your garden. Our first loofah, which is now nice and big. We got another one right up here, but come around here. Yeah, don't look at that loofah, or those two loofah, or that loofah, or that loofah. I think we're going to have sponges this year. Looks like I'm going to need to get quite a little bit more plastic. Now, if we just left that in the wheelbarrow in that big old pile, it wouldn't dry out. We wouldn't be able to get seeds off of it. It would start mulching down, which in and of itself is not a bad thing. But we want to keep the mold off of this. We want this to dry normally, and it's going to dry very fast. We'll turn this, we'll turn that, we'll add some more plastic. And it's already 104 degrees here in northeastern Oklahoma this Saturday. This shouldn't take very long. Well, in between me drying off, and speaking of drying off, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you.